IP makes money, right? IP makes money. Other kinds of law, lawyers will tell the company, hey, slow down, don't speak to this person, you gotta pay your taxes, you have to do this, you have to do that. But intellectual property is designed to make money. And as a patent attorney, or a trademark attorney, or anybody else, people must understand that as an IP professional, whatever money you put into IP professionals, they should return to you at a 10x or more return on that investment. That's what we're here to do. We're here to give companies more value. Doing so, I'm going to be speaking about 3 different case studies, 2 that are on my slides and 1 that is not on my slide. The first one that I'm going to be speaking about is a Coca-Cola case study of how IP can make money. In the 1940s, Coca-Cola designed filed a design patent for the shape of their bottle, right? And everybody's seen that commercial before, and that commercial has aired for generations, literally, and all over the globe, of people in the Chinese markets, in the Middle Eastern markets, in the Southeast Asian markets, in the US markets, of kids or adults or whatever looking at the bottle of a Coca-Cola bottle, the shape of a Coca-Cola bottle, and then buying that bottle. Drink happiness, right? And that design patent has the value based on that marketing scheme, right? It wasn't just filed just to file it and say, yeah, we have a design patent. No, it was filed for a particular purpose. The purpose was to expand that company's footprint globally and worldwide. That's something that IP can do. The next case study that I'm going to be speaking about, I have a quite lengthy presentation that I'm going to be skipping a lot through since everything has been covered over the past few days. Like Mr. Rory was saying, there's been plenty of huge IP deals in the past 10 years or so, ranging from a couple bucks here and there to billions and billions of dollars. And I'm going to be speaking to you about one of those deals. It is the AOL deal, which was sold to Microsoft. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Laith Abu-Taleb, and I work at Finnegan Henderson. We helped AOL sell their portfolio to Microsoft for over $1 billion. It still holds the record for the price per patent paid by any corporation in the world ever since IP licensing began. How did that happen? Let's talk about how that happened. Why did Microsoft pay over $1 million per patent? That's a piece of paper that's 10 pages long, and that's over $1 million in value. Why was that the case? That was the case because of smart prosecution. There was prosecution all the way through. Finnegan, we've been AOL's attorneys for decades, and the filing has been molded and massaged to reach their consumers, selling the patents, right? When AOL called and they said, hey, we're looking to sell off our patents, how can you help us? We said, first, before we talk about licensing, let's look at your patents. And that's what an IP attorney should be doing. They should look at the patents and see if they can file continuations, if they can then mold the way your claims are now into where your competitors are, to increase value and add value as your IP gets sold and gets commercialized to be sold. The average age of the patent in the portfolio was about 3 years old. As you know, AOL has been on the downhill when it comes to business footprint, but their patents remained new. And that's how they're able to sell for quite a large amount of money. Immediately after the sale, their stock went about 50%. Within 6 months, their stock was about 80%. It's still up because of that sale. That's where the majority of the revenue is. The patents were analyzed, of course, and like I was saying, massaged to fit the goal of the buyer, in this case, Microsoft. But how did Microsoft come into the picture, right? Because before Microsoft, we looked at the portfolio, and you see that there's a number of companies that may be interested in this kind of technology, right? You have Google, you have gaming companies, you have all over the place, companies that run the gamut in the IT field. Because AOL had patents on all sorts of technology, right? Instant messaging, search engines, search strings, search spiders, marketing, online marketing. And putting those things together, you can then choose the monetization model. Whether it's a sale, whether it's a license, whether it's a litigation, you identify the target companies, you put together a portfolio presentation, you say, hey, these are the patents that might be useful to you. We can either sell you half of our portfolio and sell the other half to your competitor, sell you the whole portfolio, or we can move on and go to a different target. The first thing any firm or company has to do before doing this is assemble a team of bankers, of lawyers, of marketers, of commercializations, of inventors, and engineers, and everybody. And that's how you get that teamwork to build and foster that kind of sale. I'm going to skip through things. The next case study that I would like to talk about, just to wrap up on the AOL, you saw that success, right? So the next case study that I'd like to talk about is more of a smaller personal example, and I think this can showcase how IP deals can generate, how IP can generate money to companies like Coca-Cola, like AOL, but also to small firms. So about 3 years ago, there was a small two-person Italian startup that called our offices. They said, hey, we need help moving from 2 people to a global footprint. Can you guys help us? We said, fantastic. Who are you? They discussed who they were, and they invented this system of, or this font, this new font that helped dyslexic people read easier, removing serifs and adding serifs in different places. As you know, people suffering from dyslexia, letters sometimes turn around, especially the B's and the D's. And so they invented this new system, this new font, to help people read. They said, we don't know what to do with it now. We have this font, what do we do? So we first protected their assets, right? Design patents, copyrights, trademarks, all of a sudden they have a portfolio. With the portfolio, then we're able to target companies, we're able to target marketing, we're able to put their technology into publications. So not only is it useful to target these companies outright, but sometimes it's great to write puff pieces in the AARP journals, right? In Reader's Digest, in different New York Times and Washington Post editions of certain things that will help people in that industry understand what the technology is. After doing that, we send emails and publications, including those publications, to various companies, right? Scholastic and Springer and Microsoft and Adobe and everybody else and Foundries. And ideally, prior to that, we look at what Microsoft executives read. Do they have subscriptions to certain scientific journals? Do they have subscriptions to certain peer-reviewed journals, right? That's what we look at, and that's what we target to begin with. Doing so, the protection that we filed in the beginning, with the goal in mind to sell, we have clear proposals from discussions with the inventors and a clear licensing agreement. The success is that within 2 years, this two-person company now, this year, will be listed in every single Microsoft Word, in the next edition of Microsoft Word, will be listed in every single Adobe PDF for any kind of viewer or editor or creator, and is listed, you'll be able to download scientific journals from Springer, you can read books from Scholastic, you can read journals from the IIPLA, all in this particularized, individualized font. And again, this is from a two-person company based in the foothills of Italy. And you get to grow by filing smart IP. They'll reach hundreds of millions of users this year. So again, just to recap, what is the recipe for success? First thing you have to do is you have to build a valuable portfolio, whether that's patents, trademarks, design patents, copyrights, trade dress, trade secrets, whatever it is. It has to be valuable. You have to build it. You have to take purpose in what you're doing. From there, you have to have a clear aim. Is your goal to defend? Are you creating a patent thicket so that nobody infringes on your stuff? Are you trying to be the only competitor in your market? Or do you want to sell and monetize your actual patents and your protections, copyrights, trademarks, etc.? From there, it's a lot of research, a lot of work. Your IP has to generate money for you, as we were just discussing. You target your industries, you target your companies, you target your license types, and you target individualized deals. And the most important step, of course, is just to execute. Flawless execution leads to those kind of results. And I'm here to answer any questions. I think next we have a panel discussion. Thank you very much.